Today I am embarking upon a project that I should have done 16 years ago, but I didn't. About 17 years ago, when I moved in the house, the only computer we had here was the WIF's computer, which was in our master bedroom 2 floors up. And the only way I had to get internet to it was to run an Ethernet cable. There wasn't wireless and things. There was, but there wasn't. So we had to run an Ethernet cable, and it basically wrapped around the staircases in the basement and actually crossed the threshold to the master bedroom, so we had to step over that wire for like the first year until I finally made time to do this. Well, now that the other bedroom upstairs that we use that a lot, I said, you know, it would have been a wise move for me to run Ethernet there also, but that was always delegated as a junk room, and I decided that it wasn't worth running it if I'm not going to use it. Maybe one day, and I'll deal with it then. Well, it so turns out that nowadays we use that room a lot, and I got that with that desk. There's a link in the prescription to that. And that was a long time ago. She uses that desk all the time. And that's got juice, so we're good. She uses that desk all the time, and she's very saddened when I have guests who have to stay in that room because she can't have access to her desk because it's the guest room. So anyway, we're going to run Ethernet there. I did some cursory measurements, and it seems like a 50-foot cable should have about 10 feet of slack on it. So that means it's going to have about 1 foot of slack on it. But that's actually okay. Now, there's a lot of people that are going to make their own Ethernet cables. I don't prefer to do that for main runs. I prefer to buy pre-made cables. So I went on that Jungle site, and I found this cable from Cables Direct. KABELDIREKT. Sounds very legitimate, if you know what I mean. So we got this one. This is a 50 foot, like I said. I also bought a 75 in case, but it's black. It has blue connectors with the little protectomajavers that'll go like that, and then you jerk it the wrong way and it snaps the tab off anyway. So whatever. I like that they're blue. It doesn't matter. We're going to plug one end of the tester in there because I'm not running a bad cable. I'm only going to run a good one. And we'll plug this in here. Why this is a project now? I don't know. It's just been looming for years. Let it go around one more time. Yeah, it's good. I like that kind. Fine. I figured it would work. Probably tested. So basically this is exactly what I did 16 years ago, except I'm running left instead of right when I get upstairs. And now that we know this works, I'm going to leave the tester out so I can test the cable after I'm done running it to make sure that I didn't damage it. It even comes with labels that you can write on it. I'm going to not use those. So we're going to run this now and hope that that'll work, and I'll show you the path we're going to take. This looks to be about a good place to start. Patch panel. Oh look, we even got ports open. That helps. Damn, that switch is getting filled. I don't know where else to run. I can find places. So anyway, we're going to run off of that. Yeah, it's guess what? It's a 100 megabit per second switch. That's fine, because pretty much all the computers I have, that's about as fast as they're going to connect anyway. And my internet isn't any faster than that anyway. So I'm not losing much. And I do get, what, about 93 megabit per second throughput on wireless. So yeah, it's fine. Patch panel run kind of following up like that. Across the ceiling over here to the burned out bulb. See this purple wire? I don't remember why it's so long, but that actually is one of two Ethernet wires that runs upstairs. So it's going to come across the room, the server room ceiling, and hopefully fit through that hole. You know it won't. That'll get me over into Club J. Going to come out here. You see the purple wire here, run around there, and over here is the return for the main floor. It's going to shoot up there. That should be no problem, and that gets us into a closet. Here's the whole closet, coat closet. Down below is where the, what do you call it is? The air handler, return. You see these wires, they're for the alarm. Is there a purple one in here? Yeah, there is, right there. There's a purple one, a white one. Those are Ethernet, both of them. Actually, one is USB. Long story. It's really unused. Speaker wire for the speaker upstairs. And power for the, what do you call it? I have no idea who that is. That picture was here when I moved in, so we left it. Kind of a mess. What I did was I took that wire, came through the wall to go into the light, I'll show you in a second, and used that as a junction box, if you will, and came right back to go there, where it then goes up and then goes into the crawl space. And the light is the strobe light for the alarm. Wyant! The Wyant! Top of the stairs, heading straight out, go to the closet up here on the left. There's the one on the right. Access to the attic is through there. So I got in that crawl space and came somewhere just to the left of this and grabbed the Ethernet wires, and both of them ran that way. This time we got to run it this way where the whiff's desk is. We're going to get started working on it. That's all. Not much more to say. We're just going to get it done. When we get to the attic, I'll show you that, because I haven't been in there since 2006 or 7 probably. So yeah, it's been a long time. Okay, here is a part of the house nobody has ever seen on YouTube. I'm in the right closet. Over here is the return for the upstairs 2-ton AC. And coming inside, you see a whole bunch of the same stuff you see in my basement. All of these and stuff like that. Right up there is a disconnect for the blower, air handler, should say. Thermostat wires. Refrigerant lines coming down to the ream air handler. First thing that immediately strikes me as, oh shit, is the rust. Now, there's crunchy bits of rust and there's not so crunchy bits of rust. What does anybody recommend I do? I don't know if it builds up in there, and maybe that's prior stuff, because it always drips outside on the ground. I've never, ever, ever had a problem in the house. Is the main clogged and it's going into the auxiliary? I don't know. Like, what's going on? How is that working? The ream air handler runs over to here. This big one is the return. Okay, so that goes in at this end. Coil is in there, I guess, or in there. It's in one of these. And then the rest of it goes down there. So now what we see in here is basically a big triangle. You see, here's the triangle part, and this is the floor, and then this way up and down. So it's a big triangle. This is the whole attic. There's nothing here. There is absolutely nothing here. There's no way to get in there. And we're officially abandoning this job because there's no way it can be done. It's impossible. Here are the white and purple wires, along with the speaker wire, which is for the speaker up here, and the red and black wire for the alarm light. The white wire could be for the light over the front door. Seems legit. Seems legit. That could be that Romex there, because it looks new, and I think XJoe81X and I ran that years ago. So somewhere where you see those wires disappear there is where it comes up through that closet on the main floor, and then it's a matter of going down to the end, popping a hole through the wall, feeding it through, and we're done. So that's now the easy part of the job, because we've done all the rest. So now it's a matter of getting dirty in here. Not going to be fun, but please let me know about the rust and what I ought to do to combat that. Should I vacuum that out real good? Does it slide? It can't slide out because of the support thing here. So I can't do that, but I could jam a vacuum in there and clean up what I can and get rid of that stuff, which I should probably do before closing this up, just to do it. Clean up what I can and hope for the best. I don't know. You tell me what I ought to do about that. That purple wire was way too long, so this 50-foot jobber should do it. I'm going to shut up now, and we're going to do the rest of the job, because there's nothing more to do than that. A hole with a light from the attic. The tester, other end is in the basement. One more time around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A perfect cable. Nice deal. A job well done. So I'm going to leave maybe this much come out with slack, and then tie a coupler onto that, and then just a short patch cable that came with like a router back in the day, something. So that'll be your quote-unquote whip hose that you can use and abuse, and when that goes bad, you just unplug it from the coupler, plug a new one in. Simple, easy, and the run stays intact. Beautiful. So here it is. Black wire comes over, runs up, runs across. This was here like that. Maybe a little loose now. There we go. Runs up across this. There you go. See, this time of year, depending on the humidity and stuff, these bulbs sometimes have shit fits. Black wire runs across through the hole. That was the first stumbling block. Wouldn't get through the hole. It was fun. We had to jam it through. Hope we didn't dicker, and we didn't, so that was good. Follows the white and purple wires exactly in the same chase, just like that, right up there through the air handler. No problem getting through there or through the closet. There it is, cable tied to the rest. Goes right up through the hole, disappears into the attic. There's absolutely nothing to see because I've repacked the closet with everything that belongs in here, except for a certain portable air conditioner that has not made its way out of my house. I don't want it here. You know who you are. So that stays there now. It's all closed up. Wire came up exactly where I showed you before. Somewhere back in here, right from the railing. So like in there somewhere. And Lexmark's 567, like I said, was here, and he went in the crawl space and he did all the shit. We then came into the bedroom. There it is, that roundy loop cable. Drilled a hole there. I just measured to the back of the closet based on the other one that I did blind years ago, not knowing where anything was, and said, well, it worked in the other room for all these years, so it'll work here. Turns out it's right smack dab in the middle of the desk, pretty much. Comes out, runs up, and then changes to yellow, which is over here. And that's on just a little coupler, because again, I don't want to possibly damage the original run. That can stay in place, and if this cable gets fucked up, or the little tag doesn't have the little anti-break the tab off thing, then it's fine. This is Lex's laptop, because he's here. Wireless turned off, because you don't need that kind. Speed test was working a little wonky before. I don't know what any of that is. It was funny because it was about 45 on wireless on a 2.4 network. Yeah, see, it's doing the same shit that it was doing before. There's a separate app that you need to get. Yeah, so it didn't get a good read on it, but it went from 45 to 90 before. Like I said, this is not my laptop, so whatever. And the upload is 5 because Optimum sucks. So that just is what it is. But it jumped from 45 to 90 before, which is pretty damn good. And there you go. And that was on this, like this. I'm sure if I brought one of my machines up here with the actual app, it would read a lot more accurately. Just to give you an accurate representation, I ran the speed test using the app on my video editing rig, which of course is wired Ethernet back to the patch panel, and 10 millisecond ping, 93.77 download, 5.05 or so upload, because Optimum sucks, but that is about the best I can achieve, and I do get that in that room. And it works. In fact, you can see his laptop has the, oh, maybe you can't. Maybe over there. You can see the blinking lights. Look at the blinking lights! JD's and Lentilman, the blinking lights. You don't see too many laptops with that anymore. In fact, this laptop is so awesome that it has the latch. So it actually latches the screen. And it even has the IBM ThinkPad Lite. It's knackered. See, it's got like a bad connection. The little keyboard light that pops out, but the button gets stuck, so you got to kind of push it from the back, and then you can close it. Cool laptop he's got. He just reloaded this. He had a video on that. I'll put a link in the description. Huge thanks to Lexmark's 567. We got wired connection now. I might go so far as to get a switch to put in here and just run. I got long cables in a bag around, and I could run that over to the chair, and I could have my own wired connection that I don't need, because it's very low data transfer that I do. But yeah, that's been, a long time coming. So huge thanks to Lexmark's 567. Link in the description to his channel. Go subscribe. Link to his video on reloading this machine. That's going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. And take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. What are you doing? You're snoozing on Lex's shirt? What? Why would you do that? That's kind of cute. Psst. Yes. I'm a cat. Good night.